East.
Murphy,
Here.
Baker,
Yes.
Bush, Fisher,
Yes. Here.
Klein.
Here. Alright, we've got a quorum. So, okay, have y'all had a chance to go over the minutes of the February 20th meeting, I guess, the ones that were here, and that would be just Melissa and I.
I move we approve the minutes.
And I'll second that. Everything looks good. Vote.
Big Murphy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
All right, number 4, approve, disapprove the financial report. Guys got any questions?
Anything on there that's changed? That you know of?
It's all just, the monthly payments that we have. Through this one, on the next one, there'll be a transfer, everything in the economic development, that goes to Woods County Economic Development. It's at the bottom, you'll see 23,890, it's
Mhm.
there. We kind of just, we wait till we get a whole bunch, and then we,
Cause we're just a pass through on that,
yeah,
right?
we're just a pass through. That's the only thing they were pointing out, that usually will make a massive increase when you see it in the Bank Central account, which is not ours, so it'll eventually get to them. But since we're in that pledge fundraising season, and just got 20,000 from Nowita for it, so those are in there. That's not in there yet, so if I was to pull it right now to today, you'd see 43,890.
That appears that it's gonna be a continued deal, that 20.
Yeah, that one actually, it's solely for the Woods County end of things, and for ourselves with the Economic Development Committee. Other community,
Came into play about, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago. They decided to,
think as long as the others are asking for
yeah.
it.
And Woodward's got a strange deal the way they have to do theirs.
They hold on to it for like a big project, but I know that they're getting a lot more funding elsewhere.
Yeah.
More from city, and so.
Well, we also run into deals like that, just so you guys know,
The weed.
no weed. It's a hazardous waste deal that Major Woods and Woodward share in. And,
They expect it to increase
okay.
through DEQ. It's a.
Well, that's good, but the only thing we draw on now, they pay us on, is hazardous waste. They cleaned out that harbor up there in New York, and a lot of that, came down here, they got the contract 4 out of 5 years, and some of that didn't pay, it wasn't considered hazardous waste. So, there's sometimes some of that stuff goes on. I guess they've got room down there to just, kinda unlimited room, cause they seem to take an awful lot of that at some point. Okay. Number 5, update, discussion, possible action regarding annual pledge of $7,500 to Woods County Economic Development. That's just a standard deal also that we do, so,
I didn't write the check, but I'll write it before you leave.
okay, all right,
So you just need a motion to approve the,
yes.
I moved that
We got a second?
Yes, I'll second.
All right.
Big Murphy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Or no other outstanding.
No outstanding bills, okay.
Even at this moment.
All right, no action on number 6. Number 7, update discussion, possible action regarding Westlake's building, possible wind damage.
Yeah, I showed you a picture
Yes.
of it. He repaired it. I don't know if we wanted to have somebody go out there and look or just let it be.
Who was he?
Corey,
Oh, he repaired it.
yeah, he bent it back. He also joked, you know, if you want to knock off a few, feel free. But, yeah, I didn't know if you would rather have somebody go out and take a look, but, yeah,
Oh.
I can show you.
All it was the ridge row that, on that end of the building, or where it, the roof and the sidewall and that piece that goes over is, evidently it's ripped at some point, or it was a seam, but that wind picked it up and he just pulled it back down and fastened it, so.
That's what happened to it. That's what happened.
Okay.
And this is what he did, and that's what it looks like.
Looks
You
good.
know,
Water leaks or anything?
So, if there's additional complaints.
Well, I guess while we're here, do we wanna allow him something for doing it? But actually, he rents the building cheap enough that,
Yeah, I mean, it's,
And is he,
There wasn't much out-of-pocket cost.
no,
Right.
no.
A few
He
fasteners.
didn't, some screws is probably the size of it.
yeah.
when was the last time you made a payment, paid rent?
He's paid.
Oh,
He's
okay.
current.
He's current
Well,
at this time.
he paid, February. And,
Okay.
you know, we give him, he's always good for it, but sometimes it's a situation where it's like, hey, can we, he does, there are 2 months that before I was around, and we've talked about that, we're working an arrangement on those particular months, but for the most part of what he's been doing, yeah, he's good, he's up to February.
Okay. Well, we'll just move on and really no action
No
need to be
action.
taken here. Yeah. Okay, number 8, update discussion possible action regarding the airport property.
We do have now, the leases through Plains Plastics, and, they have, been paid, so, it's been fine. They seem to pay more at the end of the month, but that's just how this California company, lease for them, they wanted to extend it, they had still this year till, October, and they wanted to extend on for another year. We had in that agreement a small percentage of an increase, and they agreed to that. So starting in October, they'll be paying a little bit more on the rent. That's our best one of the rents.
Okay. All right, we'll hear your report. 10.
Yeah, I send you the monthly, so like I always say, if there's anything that catches your eye and you want more detail, I'm happy to just talk to you about it in the things that I do. Only other things that I have is, right now, we've got the revolving loan fund that we had approved 2 applicants for funds there. We have, I'm still work with AVARD and that ARPA and PREP that's going. Pass it around if you may have any desire to see, but for the most part, a few site consultants. What I did, as I have since I started, is just reached out to our people and what we need. I myself invite 1 or 2 that I think might be able to help in the area, and I kind of take responsibility of them, but the others, such as all the mayors, I asked them if there's anybody that they would like. Kelly took advantage of this. There's kind of an interim mayor right now in Winoka, so not a whole lot there. I reach out to the university, they have somebody that they have coming. Reach out to VAP, they have somebody that's coming. And so they have actually a couple of people. And then Avard Rail Park, so I have a few that are there. And if you'll all be invited to the dinner on Thursday, that'll be April 17th. So please come, it's always good to have a room full of some of our people. I put up a sign that says that there's no business being discussed as far as the board, so you're fine in coming if there's, all of you were there, there's not an issue for that, so.
How many people have they actually invited?
Haven't invited yet, but it'll be about, some of them are two from a company, but they're not gonna actually hunt, so they're just here. Some will be here for a day, and they're not here, so it's, that 10 limit is right where Keith wants it as far as the hunters go, and then the rest, the other, usually about 12 to 5, or, 2 to 5. They're just here to be here. And we also do a workshop. One thing that I wanted to do was, everybody hears about turkey hunt, but they're not like a really part of it. So we do a workshop where our guests that we have, I have them as speakers to maybe share some things that would help businesses out. So it's a retail business development workshop. We also have for communities, so the community leaders, mayors, city manager, can come and perhaps get some additional information that they need. In this particular case, and that's on April 16th, starting at 11, Roger Godwin, who is the one that the city had hired, will talk about his findings. I think he's going to talk more about what he's got in his findings. He was supposed to do like a strategic planning or a vision planning session, but that was canceled due to what they want is the Oklahoma Tax Commission. So, there's the OTC will be here for another segment, which I'm sure will be very exciting for all of them. But always good information. And that's all I've got.
Okay, well, back on some of that stuff.
Sure.
The rail park, those guys there, they did and have been helping the city of Alva down there on the wells. Isn't that been ongoing?
Yeah, well, that's gonna be part, I don't think construction portion, because DEQ is still, they're still at that DEQ, but
Okay.
yeah, that's.
But down on the in the
right.
well field, that's
Right.
what they're,
Yeah, exactly.
don't,
There'll
weren't,
be improvements there, and a lagoon will be added to that industrial park, making it pretty much a site-ready site. And site selectors, this was another grant that we got through the Department of Commerce, and we had South Carolina people, Insight was their name. They came and they kind of gave us a little bit of information, and also kind of the specs to look for to be able to be in competition with a smaller manufacturing company or distribution, or something that would be towards this area. And so that's the kind of the parameters of the utility capacity that we're shooting for, and that's where this ARPA.
and getting the water under the road from the city
Yeah,
to the property.
right.
Those two main lines are running down the east side of the highway, and they need to get that water.
But the improvement part of the water and the capacity is
Right.
the important part, where this city is having.
I think talk about, wasn't it about a $7 million contribution to that water system?
Yeah, the overall for the ARPA funds is, it's 15 million that was awarded, but it's really, there's a small percentage that goes to the Department of Commerce for admin, and we have 14 some million, and all of that's gonna be utilized for as much as we can to
Right.
do that. And ARPA is only allowed, you're only allowed water and sewage,
Right.
for it, so. And that particular property, the land that was acquired, it's more attractive to site selectors as opposed to the property that is more inward at the rail because, that project would have been more like a 70 to 80 million dollar one, and that was 2 years ago, so there's no telling what it would be now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the South Carolina people are involved in this deal?
They're gone. I mean,
Oh.
that's it. They came in, did their suggestions,
Okay.
and then, their contract with Department of Commerce and what they were doing this is. So if we're on their radar, it'd be nice for them to be aware. We do have some, though, that we've brought in and showed and what we're doing, and we've been in talks with some other people. They may look at a consultant again. They had at one point in time a consultant group that wasn't working out, just not a lot of activity there. But this new possibility, we'll see what options they're looking at.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's it, we got any remarks or any other questions you guys got on anything? I guess I will mention that we have, Michael has gotten his money for that. And on the other one, is there a date or any time frame on it?
So, and what he was referring to is the revolving loan fund. 2 applicants, M&J was the one who did receive all of his funding. The other one, the station, is because there are 2 loans. One, our end is to help with the startup of the business, which includes the food inventory and whatever legal fees they have. The other one was what they had been waiting on. That was for the physical stuff, for the, they're just kind of waiting for the other loan fund. And then once they do that, they'll be coming to us, and our requirements there are they submit what would be an invoice, and then we will review and then return, cut a check from, all of you are able to sign on that, but we do prefer to go to the bank and do the cashier check, so.
Okay. I think we're done. I got a motion to adjourn, unless you got anything else.
No, I move that we adjourn.
Second?
We're done.